Hey, so we are back in the garden again. It's been a couple weeks of filming at the church for the little sermon intros, but I thought it would be a good day to come out. I am switching over some stuff in the garden. I'm giving up on the squash. Squash has been not terribly successful. I've got a few. Um, there were some miniature sort of spaghetti squash, which I guess are now ornamental. They just never got quite big enough to eat. I've got a few things left on some vines over there, and there's some pie pumpkins right here off camera, which are doing okay, but I don't think I'm going to grow any of that again next year. It was a lot of effort for very little. A lot of surgery with bugs, and other than the zucchini, I can't say that it was terribly rewarding. But anyway, so I'm pulling old vines. That's what this was. This was a pumpkin vine. It never really took off. No other real way to put it. It was okay. It grew, but never bore any fruit. So now I've got this. You can't see it, but I've got this soil. And even though it's hot, I'm thinking I might just plant something. And what I was thinking of planting was for winter, fall crops. Hang on, I've got this. This is what's flashing on the camera. And so I'm going to put in these dwarf gray sugar peas, which, they're dwarfs, so they don't necessarily need much, but this is a fairly short trellis, will make it easier to harvest them. And then in some of the other squash vine things where the trellises are a little taller, I'll do actual snow peas. These are containers, bags of dirt that I'm putting them in. But I'm also going to do a little bit of chaos seeding. I have a spot where I had potatoes. The potatoes did okay, actually. They were a bit of a mixed bag. I've gotten more potatoes some years. These are Adirondack Blue. I actually have a lot of potatoes still in the ground. Indeterminate varieties that are just going to take a little longer. Lehighs and Amarosas, which are a little fingerling potato. But I have a spot where I cleared the Adirondacks, and I'm going to just toss in this bag from a couple years ago. I didn't even live here. This was I was living in Natick when I bought these. I'm just going to toss these in. They are sugar peas, and just see what comes up. I'm not going to fence it. I'm not going to trellis it. If it's food for the rabbits, it's food for the rabbits. But if something comes up, maybe I'll change my mind. It's a little bit of chaos seeding. That patch where I'm putting the potatoes will probably be a spot where I throw a lot of things randomly and just see what takes. I'm reaching that point in this year's garden journey. So, that's what I'm up to. Some things have worked out well, some things have not. Thinking about the fall crops, and then I'm thinking about next year and what I will not do, like squash, and things that I might do a little bit more, a little bit better. We'll see. Kale, of course, is the hero. I've got plenty of kale, and I eat it regularly. Everyone should have a leathery green. Right now, that's like, if you follow gardening, if you read about gardening or follow gardening influencers and things like that, they're all like, don't forget you can plant your kale. It's like I planted my kale in April. It's been doing fine ever since. They all look like tiny dinosaur trees. So I'm happy with that. Anyway, this little chat about the garden is because, in fact, we are talking about the parable of the sower this Sunday. Classic garden metaphor. And we're really thinking not so much about the part of the story where sort of Jesus goes in and explains, this kind of seed lands here and this kind of seed lands here, and that's what it means. I want to really think about what it means for us as we go through life, just sort of seeding, sometimes it's a garden or farm type situation where we plant something, we nurture it, we take care of it, we put up these things, and we see what we get. And sometimes it's more random, more chaotic. We go out in the world and we encounter people, and there's a question of just what kind of person we are when we do that, and what people come away with. So we're thinking about that. How do we be good, not just good gardeners, not just nurturing the things that are our task and our project, but how do we live good lives and sow good seed in those other moments when we really are just casting, we're just going out and encountering the world and seeing where we end up. Because every time we leave our house, or every time we inside the house, every time we talk to somebody, or spend time with our family or our pets or whatever, we're doing that. We're sowing seeds, and there's a lot we can do to make sure that even if we're chaos seeding, we bear fruit. We help to make the world a better place. So anyway, that's what we'll be thinking about Sunday, and I will be thinking about it here in the garden as I try to, replace things that died because of the heat, replace things that died because I screwed up, and to see what comes of the late summer, super hot today, and the fall, which hopefully won't be nearly as hot. Anyway, that's all. Hope to see you in church on Sunday. That's what we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about seeding and gardening and chaos seeding our lives. So until then, hope you have a good weekend. Bye.